We got Chris in Australia, John, Louisiana, Scott, Connecticut, Nick, Iowa, Anita, Texas, and many others. The toll-free number to join us is 888-201-2244. And I'm going to go to your calls right now, but next hour, I want to dovetail several big developments that are taking place, not just in the U.S., but worldwide, together, and tie it in with the new prison economy that's going to be privately run. Mom ordered to stop babysitting friends' kids. She can't have neighbor kids over even for 5 minutes for a cup of hot chocolate before they catch the school bus. No association, no free association in America. You're all going to have CPS visits from the poor to the wealthy. You're going to have home environmental visits. And the public's going to go along with this because this is the new economy. When everybody's kids are part of the new enforcement core of all of this, and that's the only job you can get, people are going to love it. It's like the only job you can have in our town is running the prison or being in it. See, this is the controlled economy. And then I've got the same story out of the UK. A parent's being arrested if they're not allowed to keep neighbors' kids. Hey, I'm going to go to the store. Can my kids play with your kids? You get arrested in Michigan and in England. This is, and by the way, 2 years ago, remember, in California, their court ruled you're not allowed to homeschool your kids unless you have a teaching certificate. Now, they lost it in court later at the federal level. But the point is, they're trying, folks, the government thinks it owns you. But that's another issue. The same stuff's happening worldwide. Same manager, same system. This is the global system. It's all admitted it's global. But for those of you that won't even research what I'm saying, you can at least go look up how this global system operates. Look at this. Seller beware. Feds cracking down on garage sales. McClatchy newspapers. $15 million fine for the second offense. $100,000 for the next. There's over 10,000 recalled products every year. Maybe once a year I go to Toys R Us. Maybe. And you walk in, they got a whole wall of recalled toys. You know, a whole thing of little sheets. A bunch of clipboards hanging off the wall. A whole wall of clipboards. As if parents go and read each clipboard. No, you buy the table, you buy the train, you buy the, you know, they said, oh, the Barbie thing you screw the light bulb into. Yeah, if a kid poured water in it and stuck their finger in it, it could electrocute them. Yeah, so could a light socket. You know, are we going to ban roads because a kid could run out in a road? And they've arrested people now for those. And so you're supposed to know, going back over a decade, over 10,000 a year, that's over 100,000 things. If you're selling that at your garage sale, and they say federal bureaucrats are going to come by, under the Homeland Security money, every town's going to be getting one of these people, or they don't get their highway funds, or any federal funds for education, so the towns will squeeze you more, and the feds will give them 10% of the money or 15% in matching funds, and then they come and then, oh, I'm here to inspect your house. I'm here to inspect your garage sale. Oh, this is on the list. $100,000 fine. They're writing all of this. See, I said I'd cover it next hour. I'm already doing it. They're writing all this to get you in the system. They didn't build detention centers in little towns for nothing. We're going in them. I'm going to cover this next hour. I'm going to take calls now into the hour, so I'm going to get to at least this board of calls before I get to the other news. But I want to tell you something. I'm a fair person. And I told you that when I flew to L.A. 3 times in the last few months consulting for Jesse Ventura's TV show they're developing called Conspiracy Theory, that the Austin airport, the TSA wants my autograph. They're fans. It happened this time when I left. Guy was a fan, said he listens to the show. Every time I go to the TSA in Austin, different people, they're all fans. I've had the L.A. people be fans 2 of the 3 times. I've had the LAPD through the checkpoint at a Mexican food restaurant at LAX come over and shake my hand. That's another issue, how big this show's gotten. I mean, how are we reaching this many people? We're not on that many AM and FM stations. I know we're big on the Internet, but I was in Hardin, Montana, and no exaggeration, more than half the people on side streets, at gas stations, up on the highway. I had people coming up to us in Billings. But I mean, about half of Hardin were fans of the show. Then we had the local boss hogs, anybody who had any cousin or anybody in power was just strutting around like they were royalty, should have all been wearing crowns. They were all violently angry at us, but that was the minority, a group that rules the town. Side issue. The point is, Billings, Montana, TSA are absolute thugs. I watched them go over some old woman who looked like she was 90 years old in a wheelchair, ordering her around. They ran our tapes through twice, asking what they were. They screamed at me over hotel lotion. I'm leaving the Billings Hotel. I stayed in Hardin 2 days, last night in Billings, so I could catch the flight the next day. And I thought, oh, yeah, it had a little courtesy bag that I never opened with some lotion and some breath mints in it. And so I threw that in my bag. And I thought when I did it, I said, I bet there'll be a bunch of goons. Folks, they made liquid illegal to make you feel like a prisoner, to make you feel like you've done something wrong. The feds brag. The globalists brag worldwide. This is your slave induction training. And they're making more and more. Take your shirt off, take your boots off, take your belt off. I saw them making people that were wearing light sweaters pull them off. Take stuff out of your bag. They yelled at me for this tiny thing of lotion. Got on power trips. They had weird fat women. And I'm not being mean to fat people. I'm a little overweight myself. But, just weird fat women in jackboot uniforms going, like slitting their eyes with power, looking at people in the eyes. And just all in like a schizophrenic paranoia, a psychosis of fear. And you're all terrorists and jabbing people and asking questions. And what do you think they're going to do with a nation of people that are drinking mercury-filled corn syrup, taking the vaccines every year, literally brain damaged, watch TV all day, fantasize watching Kiefer Sutherland torture people on 24? They have no jobs. They have no future. The government plan worldwide is to create a prison grid. And those of us that produce and think, we're going to be prodded like animals. Just like you cattle prod with little hot shot zapper cows when you got them in a corral, or sheep. They're just shocking us, and they're going to hire the 80 IQ drooling morons. I mean, literal getting off on it. You have this, you're in trouble. And just feeding like just, oh God, I'm getting power. Like a psychic vampire. Literally just demonic women with, their eyes are like slit with power, just going, like it was this, like something out of Firefox with Clint Eastwood when he sneaks into the Soviet Union and he's going through the Soviet Union checkpoint, and that's how they're acting. But worse than a movie. Only in America would you have huge obese people in stormtrooper outfits prodding 90-year-old women and with their eyes sparkling with power trip. And then I was trying to go to the bathroom in Billings, and two of them were waddling in. I was kind of ahead of them a little bit, and they got angry that I didn't stop and wait for them, and one of them kind of bumped into me. And that's what tyranny is. They're going to run the arts. They're going to run theater. They're going to run the culture. They're going to run your life. They're going to home inspect you. And you're going to kiss their butt. You're going to lick their boots. This is what tyranny is about. And it's just like the Queen of England likes to wear a ceremonial diamond headdress, or somebody in the South Pacific, some New Guinea headhunter, they like to wear a fancy headdress. That's what America is. I noticed there were Navy guys got on our airplane back to Austin from Denver, and they were on power trips, acting all secretive in their Navy whites with badges on. I guess they were Navy police. They were flying first class. Us scum that pay the taxes, we were riding not in first class. But the Navy gods, the low-level nobodies, had little police badges on, and they were in the airport before they got on the plane with us, looking around and feeling powerful. And it's all about status. See, the new status is slave milk cows. That's us, the public. The brain damaged thugs that enforce for them, and then the criminal offshore bankers above them that are carrying out the social engineering. And so that's why it's in the news that Obama says your kids are going to go to school year-round. You're not going to homeschool. You're not going to keep your neighbor's kids for even 5 minutes without a license. And you're going to give you a $100,000 fine for a garage sale. And they're going to pass and now they're announcing citizen spies nationwide to spy on everyone in the name of terror. But you go to the meetings, they admit, actually, is your neighbor spanking their kid? Do you smell marijuana? They're hiring cable guys to spy on you in your house. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Foreign banks are looting everything. Private mercenaries are occupying towns. Hell is being released and forced inoculations are being set up. Stay with us.